Hello everybody, welcome back to the Reese Talking YouTube channel. My name is Reese and today is Friday the 3rd of October 2025. Yesterday was the attack in Manchester on the synagogue and all of that other weird shit going down. And I'm going to keep it brief for you today because I've got to go live on TikTok momentarily. Today I decided to, instead rather than making a long format YouTube video, I decided to make a song instead. So by the time you're watching this, that song will probably be up. So if you do want to check that out, the link will be in the description. But I just wanted to point out a few things that I found very strange, right? And that may or may not be linked together. Because what people are saying is that this whole synagogue thing is inorganic. And I agree, definitely. It stinks of state organized atrocity to, drum up a narrative of this, make you sympathetic to this, and make you forget about this. So, make you sympathetic to Zionism, make you anti-Islam, and make you forget about digital ID. Right, it seems that way to me. Now, what I want to just go through is a few things, right? So there are, just regarding the Manchester thing. So armed police officers appear to have killed one of the victims. Okay, and by the way, the guy who it was had a sort of bomb thing strapped to his chest, but it wasn't actually viable. Now, I would ask you, if you're a terrorist, why would you have something like that that shows you are clearly a terrorist and that is going to make the police take you out? If it's not viable, I don't really get the whole point of that. Anyway, whatever, just really strange. Yeah, and the police were also directed away from the scene moments before. Why is that? Why would the police be directed away from that exact location before? They knew it was going to happen, basically, is what I'm getting at here. And they removed the police from the situation. So, yes. Now, obviously, our great friend Tommy Robinson is pushing Zionism as a result of this. And that's kind of the whole point of it, in my opinion, is to make you more sympathetic to Zionism, more anti-Islam, and as I say, forget about digital ID. Betar Worldwide, who are proud, fierce Zionists, said that they are proud that the great Zionist Tommy Robinson will visit Israel, and that will be in the middle of October. So Tommy Robinson will be visiting Israel in the middle of October. And do you know what else is happening in the middle of October? He is going on. He's on trial. I think he's got some sort of case regarding terrorism from the state. So a little bit questionable. He will tour Judea and Samaria, as well as the Jabotinsky Institute. And I don't really know anything about these things. And it's to reflect his sincere desire to gain a deeper understanding of the Zionist reality. So it's all looking very strange, right? So basically my message is with this video, firstly, is that this incident in Manchester was inorganic, and the reason it was inorganic was one reason to make you more sympathetic to Zionism and anti-Islam. That is crucial to the Israeli goal, to the Israeli end goal in Gaza, is to make the West anti-Islam and sympathetic to Zionism. And especially when you think about the fact that just recently Richard Tice went to Israel and kissed the wall like a good little guy. So Reform are going to get in, obviously, and they're going to be the party, and they are going to be sympathetic to Zionists, obviously, and they need to secure that vote, because if people realize, if people start going against Reform or against Israel, then they're going to be going against Reform also, and they can't have that, because Reform are the ones who have Zaya Youssef at the head of Doge, and Doge is obviously connected to Palantir and Peter Thiel, and that's what they're going to use with digital ID. And that segues me into the other thing, which I told you, digital ID, make you forget about digital ID. Because digital ID is Jewish. And I have to say that because it just is. It really just is, right? And you know it is when you think about the fact that the Tony Blair Institute, TBI, has received, what was it, I believe, $350 million from the Oracle co-founder, Larry Ellison, who is a Jew, and who has bought TikTok so that it is less anti-Semitic. And therefore, you can reasonably conclude that these two things are linked, right? Oracle and Jewish control of the media, and Tony Blair and, control over everyone's lives and digital ID, etc., etc. Especially when you think about the fact that they've said that Gaza will be the first technocratic state, you know, with the involvement of Tony Blair, building a new Gaza with Trump and all these other lunatic billionaires, enforcing a technocratic state, surveillance, digital ID, and all of that terrible stuff. And so that's basically it, right? You got to realize that when these events happen, they don't just happen organically. They all happen for a reason. Those three are the reasons there. Digital ID is Jewish in its nature. It's linked to the Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, who is the second richest person in the world. And you know that family owns so much media. It's quite absurd actually. They own a ridiculous amount of media at this point. And Tony Blair, of course, is the one who's pulling the strings. One of them, at least, one of the people pulling the strings behind the scenes of Keir Starmer and the rest of the Labour Party. And you know, this is, as I say, this is globalist. This is international. This is linked to America and Israel and Jewish power because Larry Ellison has funded them, and they are very closely linked. Oracle and the Tony Blair Institute. They are very interconnected. If you want to know more about that, I would suggest I could do a video on it myself. But for now, if you do want to learn more about that, I would watch Nick Fuentes' most recent stream because he does go into that. But I might do that a video on that myself because there are elements to it that you might be able to connect that he isn't, and you know different ways of summarizing it. But he has done a great video on it, so I do recommend that. But that's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. Just this event is inorganic. It's linked to anti-Islam sentiment. It's linked to being sympathetic to Zionism. It's linked to taking your attention away from digital ID because those are the players who are pulling the strings. Tommy Robinson is a deep state puppet and he cannot be trusted at all in any way. He will be going to Israel just after or around the time of his trial for terrorism. And it's all a show, it's all an act, it's all a stage. So try not to feed into what they want. Try not to become anti-Islamic as a result of this, because it's all a lie, it's all fake, it's all a game. And that's it. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day so far. I will catch you on the live if you are not there. As I say, I will have a song out probably by the time that you're watching this video, called The Simulation. It's a short one. I just made it today. I thought I'd make a song today. I haven't made a song in a long time, so I wanted to do that. But yeah, just wanted to make that video just to connect those dots for you in case you hadn't already done that, because this is very important. It's very important to connect these events like this to why it's happening, because it isn't organic. It doesn't just happen randomly. Especially when you think about the fact that they pulled the police presence, and when the police did get there, they shot one of the victims, and that should be raising big question marks. And then you've got Tommy Robinson, a deep state puppet, pushing Zionism, and it's just all so predictable. So hold off with your multiculturalism isn't working tweets, because that's what they want you to do. Anyway, take care everybody. Have a good one. Cheers. Speak to you soon.